everyone and welcome to another episode with Bowie and myself. And today I want to show you how I taught Bowie the leave it command. Now, the leave it command is a super important command because it's not only leave it for a treat that you drop on the floor or something like that. It can be for a cat that crossed by, another dog, a kid that's running around, someone on a bicycle. So it's basically leave it for everything that you want your dog to just leave alone at this specific point. And the way that we're going to do it is actually really simple. You're just going to have your dog on a line. It doesn't have to be too long today. I'm just using this really nice leather 4-foot leash. And we're just going to have him on a leash, and we're going to have a really yummy treats that your dog's going to like. Today I'm using this Provider treats, which is really cool flavors. This one is chicken with Manuka honey, and it's all air dried real chicken stuff, and it's from New Zealand, and it's really nice because they're easy to break and your dog's gonna love them. Just put your dog into a sit. Good. You're gonna let your dog see that you have those treats in your hand. You're gonna let him smell it, and you're just gonna drop him in front of him. They can say no, leave it. So we're gonna drop them on the floor, and as soon as your dog is about to reach them, making the movement to take them, you're just gonna say, leave it, right? Boy is a bit more familiar with this one, so he's not always gonna make a move on that. But boy, sit, right? Put him back into sit. Gonna show him again the treats, drop him in front of him. Good boy, right? He didn't make a move from them, he just looked at me straight away, so I acknowledged that. Now you have to remember, when you do drop the treats in front of him, he's not going to get them, right? I think the mistake that a lot of people do is that they're trying to train leave it, and they'll drop treat in front of their dog, and then just say leave it, and after a few seconds they'll be like, good boy, take it. What that makes the dog understand, he always perceive the future, which is going to get the treat at some point. So it becomes more like a wait instead of leave it. If you say leave it to your dog, it means that you just want him to leave it completely. So it can be a snake that your dog is about to play with if you're here in Australia like us. It can be running up to the side of the road to check the cat that's crossing by. It can be so many other things. So leave it means leave it, take your nose away of it, give me attention, and I'll give you treats from my hand, right? So leave it means leave it. Don't treat it like when you put the food down, the food bowl to your dog, and you say wait, and you wait for a few seconds, look at you, and then you release him to eat the food. That's a totally different command. Leave it means just have a treat, drop it on the floor, leave it. Yes, good boy. So the treat will always come from my hand. If I drop it on the floor, I say leave it. You just need to ignore it. Now, do it like I'm doing it right now in the living room, where there's no distraction at all for your dog. He knows this environment. He can only focus on the training. And I will start with something simple with a treat. I might even start with a treat that is not tempting for your dog, so I wouldn't just throw a piece of steak on the floor and expect him to ignore it. Maybe I'll start with his kibble. Maybe I'll start with just a simple treat. I can do this one with Boy because he already knows the command and he's not attempting to take him, so good boy, I'll give you a treat. And after you do that a few sessions, and you can really see that your dog understands the leave it, give you attention, and he's not attempting to take the treat from the floor. This way you can try and do maybe better treats. Good boy. Maybe you can try and give him use something more tempting, maybe real meat, real chicken. And then we can try and do it the same thing, but with toys. It's Bowie's biggest temptation, which is tennis ball. He really loves them. I put him to lay down. Good boy. Leave it. And I'll throw it in front of him. Look. Yes, good boy. Just make sure that you have the leash in your hand and you can really hold your dog from getting whatever it is that you don't want him to get, because that's really important for the training. You really need to understand that you can reinforce it, and you're not going to let him have it until you actually give him something else, which is a treat at this point. Sit, leave it. Look. Leave it. Yes, good boy. And that's basically how it's going to look like, right? You're going to throw something that you don't want your dog to grab, throw it on the floor in front of him, tell him to leave it. If he's trying to make a move for it, correct him, don't let him have it, and then just reward him with something else, not whatever you throw on the floor, because you really want him to understand that whatever it is that you tell him to leave, he just needs to leave at this moment. He can't have it, he can't play with it, he can't go and smell it, he just needs to leave it alone. Do that for a few times. Start with the really close places that your dog is not going to be distracted by anything else. Start with really easy things for your dog to ignore, so like really simple treats, nothing too fancy, and then build it up. Maybe try do it at the backyard, maybe try do it on the beach. Maybe instead of just using food, try and use toys. Some dogs really distracted by toys, especially high drive dogs. They'll prefer toys rather than food. So you really want to work with this on your dog. It really helps them understand this idea of impulse control, right? They have to understand why they're not doing something that they really want to do, and there's actually a reward for them on the other side. Keep doing that. I hope you're going to find it really easy to do. It's super important for you and your dog to master this command, and hopefully you're going to have a lot of luck with it. So thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.